Good morning, good morning, good morning. Alden Bynum, good morning. Ham and cheese, good morning. Cheese grits, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Alden Bynum. Good morning. Tomorrow, Morehouse College Maroon Tigers football team take on the West Georgia. Don't know their mascot name, but they take on West Georgia. Last week, Morehouse took on University of West Alabama Tigers. Lost by 8. Morehouse was on their 4-yard line. And they end up coming up short for the 6 points that could have possibly been made. They played one hell of a game. Last year, the ball game got a little bit out of control at West Georgia. But this time, back at home after what? Almost 2 years, over a year, back at B.T. Harvey Stadium, Morehouse played some pretty good ball. I listened to it on the stream. That's another thing I'm gonna do. I'm telling you. But anyway, they played well. They played well. Because I said in the beginning, I was like, if they play these first two games well, they could end up winning the SIAC conference, the Siac, however you want, the SIAC conference. And they played, yes, like I said, they played pretty well. Lost by 8 on their 4-yard line. You score, you go for 2, you get those 2. We're in overtime now, right? We in overtime. And I just got to say kudos to Coach Freeman, Rich Freeman. Last year they was on that verge. They just met. That's the same thing happened against Albany State late in the game. Just right there. And I think this year, they've been kind of doing maybe some patchwork, getting those loose ends tightened up and everything like that. So, like I said, tomorrow, Morehouse takes on West Georgia. Now I want to switch it up. We're going to keep it in the AUC, keep it in Atlanta. Well, I'm in New Orleans, but we're going to keep it in Atlanta with Clark Atlanta. Clark Atlanta had the best, pound for pound, the best. We thought LSU and Florida State had ended. The Clark Atlanta versus Edward Waters, that ending was crazy. Oh, it was. I think I looked at it about 50 times. Y'all have to see it. Matter of fact, Edward Waters has it on their YouTube site. It's all the way at the end. And the circumstances that led up to it is even funnier. I'm like, ESPN, Fox, y'all not talking about these? It was on Twitter going around. But just as the LSU Florida State play was big, this was even the kicker. It was a bad shift, right? So the kicker was scrambled to the left, and they had a dude just break out one of the tight ends. So he just went to the end zone or something, and he threw it, and it looked like an Edward Water guy was right there. But I guess he was there. I guess he didn't expect the ball, and he caught it, and it was touchdown. That was the end of the game. End of the games, but prior to that, it was this whole thing where Edward Waters thought they won. It was crazy. Believe me, it was crazy, man. But Morehouse takes on. So shout out to Clark Atlanta, and I know Edward Waters got to feel like, man, that's so jive. But hopefully, tomorrow, B.T. Harvey Stadium, Morehouse College, Maroon Tigers. Morehouse College taking on West Georgia. West Georgia at B.T. Harvey Stadium. Hopefully they play well. They come back and play well. They had a great week of getting their studies, number one, getting their studies, and then having a good practice to go along with you. We're going to come up with some good studies, good football player, something like that. But hopefully they had a good practice. Last year they fell to West Georgia, at West Georgia. They went on a roll last year because remember they didn't play at BT Harvey, and I did that video. They didn't play at BT Harvey last year. They played at a high school, and it's a big old high school. I'm like, what the heck? But anyway, good luck to the brothers on the football team, Coach Freeman, Coach Raw, who I see on Twitter. Shout out to the Morehouse online brothers, all my brothers that's online at Morehouse. You know what I'm saying? We're going to mob up, we're going to get together, we're going to go. I'm going to the game in Birmingham, baby. Against Skeety, baby. Look here, right? But shout out to the Morehouse online brothers. You know, shout out to all the brothers that's on campus, all the professors, Dr. Thomas, Dr. David A. Thomas, Dr. Brown, Provost Brown. Yeah. So, man, this has been Alden Bynum. Make sure you subscribe, like, share, comment. Peace.